Hello and welcome back to Goofy's Chapter Reviews, and thank you so much as always for your patience. I've been so very busy these past few weeks. We've gotten some sponsors, in case you've noticed. That's been amazing, incredible, fantastic. If you've been watching for a while, you know this is my favorite type of content to make, the chapter reviews, mainly because I get to interact with you guys in the comments. We get to talk about the new chapters that come out, and it's just fun. It's just a really fun time. So if you'll let me, I'd like to go over the chapter that we came back to after the 5-week break. I'm going to go through that since I missed it last week. Once again, so sorry. And then I actually haven't seen the new chapter. It just came out today. The translations just came out today, rather. So we're going to check that out and kind of give it like a live reaction. Like, obviously not literally live, but you're going to get my very first reaction. So I'm sure I'm going to miss some stuff. I'm going to just be hyped. You're going to get my raw first reactions to chapter 1088, as well as go through my thoughts of 1087. So if you'll let me, let's just briefly go through 1087. Guys, before we talk about peak fiction, we need to talk about peak snacks, because this video is sponsored by Tokyo Treat and Sakura Co. Now, both Tokyo Treat and Sakura Co are monthly pop Japanese snack subscription boxes, and with Tokyo Treat, you're going to get the latest exclusive limited edition and seasonal flavor Japanese snacks that are only available in Japan and for a limited time, like the Sakura Pepsi, Japanese sake Kit Kats, ramen, and just so much more. Sakura Co, meanwhile, focuses on supporting local Japanese snack makers, so each box comes with 20 traditional, authentic, and artisan Japanese snacks, including Japanese teas and a special Japanese tableware. I'm also excited to talk about the themes for both Tokyo Treat and Sakura Co. So the theme for this month for Tokyo Treat is going to be the Fireworks Flavor Fest. Summer isn't over in Japan, and this box is meant to help you feel like you're right in the middle of a fireworks festival. This box includes things like the Salt Lemon Kit Kats, which I enjoyed. It was a welcome surprise. I honestly didn't know what I was expecting them to taste like, but they were delicious. And here's the biggest twist of all, which is going to be the mystery flavored Fanta, which I'm not even going to explain what I thought that tastes like. I'm just going to play my reaction to tasting it in real time. So here you go. I have no idea what this tastes like. It tastes really good, and it's 0 sugar. So like, that's even better, but it's like, I really want to know what this is, how they did this, and how they got away with this. Like, it tastes so good, but I truly have no idea what the what this is supposed to be. This is incredible. It's like they invented a new flavor. And for Sakura Co, the theme is going to be Festivals of Okinawa, which, as you can expect, is meant to make you feel like you're right in the middle of a festival in Japan's popular tropical paradise. And from this box, I would definitely say my favorite is the pineapple mochi manju. I'm of the camp that pineapple belongs on everything, not just pizza, although that is the correct way to enjoy pizza. Don't ever forget that. But there are a lot of other things, like the red tomato orare, Okinawan salt senbai, and so much more, and they all pair excellently well with the floral Okinawan sanpen tea. And for this month, the special item is going to be the Bingara Ochiwa, a popular bamboo fan. Now, the Bingara itself refers to a textile dyeing technique originating in Okinawa and typically features a busy pattern of repeating nature motifs such as fish, flowers, and fauna in bright colors. But you can learn all about that and the snacks you'll be receiving in this booklet that they send with you. And it also has allergen information in case you're allergic to any of these delicious snacks. Guys, if you love Japan and snacks, this one is a no-brainer. So if you've seen all of this and you've decided you gotta get your hands on a Tokyo Treat or Sakura Co box, or send this as a gift for a loved one, please, I encourage you to check out the link in my description and get yours today. A very special thank you to Tokyo Treat and Sakura Co for sponsoring this video, and an extra special thank you to you for watching this video. And with that, we are back to the show. One more thing before we get started with that though, I want to go ahead and ask you guys to check out a good friend of mine's channel. He also does One Piece chapter reviews. His name's Jim. I'll have the link to his channel, I guess, in the description or maybe somewhere on the screen. I don't know. I'll figure it out. But he shouted me out in one video. His content is fantastic. His setup is amazing. So please check out his channel. Leave a like, a comment, and I'm sure he's going to do a chapter review of this chapter that just came out. Talk to him in the comments too. Let him know what you thought about this chapter. Like, he is a nakama, and trust me, you're going to be seeing more of him in the future. So just go ahead and familiarize yourself with him. He's a really amazing person. But all right, that's enough preamble. Let's go ahead and get started with 1087. Like I said, we're just going to briefly go over that, since I'm sure by now everybody's already read this chapter. I like this chapter, and for the first thing I want to say, well, actually, let's just go in order. Let's just start. So right off the bat with 1087, it's pretty apparent that Garp is hilarious. Like, imagine you're this old man and someone kidnaps your student, so you go to this island and just start whooping everybody's ass. Like, it's hilarious. He shows up, everyone's running from him, he's tossing people off the island island. He's just beating up everybody. So Kobe and the other Marines managed to rescue all of the citizens and get them onto a ship. So it's looking like everybody that's either injured or a citizen is gonna make a clean getaway. And Garp's just on the island whooping everybody. Like it's crazy how much they are scared of this old man, and it's a testament to just how strong Garp actually is. Till eventually, of course, Kuzan gets back up. I think before Garp actually punched him and it looked like he was down, but we all knew Kuzan wasn't actually down. So him and Kuzan start fighting. We get like this brief flashback of Kuzan and Garp, you know? And it shows us the way that their relationship matured, and it was a really endearing flashback. I just really feel like Oda's trying to sell us on Aokiji really being with the Blackbeard pirates. Like, this isn't a long game, which is absurd. Like, if Garp was his hero, he's undoubtedly got some ulterior motives. Like, I'm just ready to get into what those are. I do not see Aokiji as a bad guy. He could have murdered all of the Straw Hats in the arc right after Long Ring Long Land when he encountered them, but he let them all go. And he also had that really nice interaction with Robin after Eni's lobby, where he basically was at the end. Like, can you imagine them having to fight Aokiji after they just beat Rob Lucci and everything like that? But, you know, Aokiji let him go. And also Saul, like, you know, that was the main thing I think that would have solidified him as a villain, but he actually let Saul live, as we all know. So it's like, he's a good guy, okay? Like, we might not know what he's after, but like, he's definitely not a hoe like the rest of the Blackbeard pirates. So the Marines are getting everybody out of there, and then out of nowhere, the invisible dude, the swordsman Shiryu, he tries to stab Kobe, and that's when Garp pushes Kobe out of the way, and then he gets stabbed, and then just immediately rocks Shiryu, like just knocks him out, like immediately. It is just so funny, dude. I thought, like, this whole chapter has shown me the Blackbeard pirates, like, yeah, their true strength is just hoeing. Like, they will do whatever it takes to cheat you out of something that you have earned. But if you find them, if you catch them outside, dude, it's up. It is literally up. It's gonna be so hard for me now to see them as legitimate threats. Whereas before, like, Blackbeard seems like he's like the heaviest hitter, and even that's just hacks, like his devil fruit hacks, and that's just it. We haven't seen him do anything hockey related. Come to think of it, is there any instances of hockey in this chapter that the Blackbeard pirates are doing, or are they just all gimmicks? Are they just all devil fruits? Like, please let me know in the comments if I missed something in this chapter or any chapter before. Can any of them use any type of hockey? they just bank on cheating. Like, if they can't cheat, they're just running away. They're so funny, but I don't find them very intimidating, at least at this point in the story. It is just still, I can't get over that. Like, Garp is this old man that showed up on an island and wanted all the smoke, and the only significant damage that he took was a cheap shot by just the dirtiest pirates ever. I know I keep bringing that up, but it's so funny that they are running from this old man. But also, after Garp knocks out Shiryu, that's when Kuzan comes up, and we actually get that flashback shown how they trained, which was Garp and Kuzan punching battleships without hockey or devil fruits. I just think that's crazy, to be honest, but it shows just how strong both of them are. I don't think I really, like, I knew Kuzan had, like, some pretty good hockey. Like, I don't think that it was ever in my head that he just couldn't use hockey or he wasn't a force to be reckoned with. But to know that he is actually on Garp's level of hockey after we saw what he did in that chapter when he did Galaxy Punch or Galaxy Fist, whatever that was, that's pretty insane. Like, Kuzan might actually be up there with one of the strongest people in the series. I mean, he obviously was, but, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's impressive that it's with just hockey, like, not with hockey or devil fruits, like, just his physical prowess alone being that strong. That's impressive. Garp gets knocked down, and the giant island person goes to, I think, what does he do? Was tragically exterminated. Oh, that's him talking. I thought that was the narrator. Like, I'm reading the last page of that chapter, and it's saying that, you know, Garp and all of the other Marines were tragically exterminated on Pirate Island. I thought that was the narrator talking. It's just that guy. So I'm assuming he's about to get faded. I'm assuming he's about to get rocked to oblivion. But the chapter ends with Kobe being discouraged and Garp saying, hey, don't lose faith, justice will prevail. So this is the chapter that we came back from 5 weeks without One Piece on, and I just gotta say, just right off the bat, I meant to mention this at first, I was so very disappointed and scared that we did not go back to Egghead. I have been saying this in the past couple chapter reviews. Oda's gonna do something so ridiculous when we finally do get back to Egghead, because we have not been to Egghead in a long time. Like, Luffy can't sit still for more than 5 seconds. What has he been doing? Like, the last we saw There was like this whole murder mystery plot. There's a Blackbeard ship right outside of Egghead. Who is that? Who is outside of Egghead? Like, what Blackbeard ship is that? I'm not disappointed to get these chapters. I'm definitely very entertained with Garp, but every second we're not on Egghead, I feel anxious. I just know that Crackhead is doing something, and I just know that, also Kizaru and one of the Gorosei is, I think they're already there, or at least very close. Big News Morgans is on a blimp that's very close with Vivi. Listen, all of those crazy things, plus a crackhead that can't sit still, we gotta get back to Egghead, guys. That's just, like, I don't know if I'm the only person that feels anxious, but we absolutely have got to get back to Egghead. But that about does it for 1087, so now we can get to 1088, and as I've said, I have not read this yet, so we are going to read it together. God, there's so many pop-ups. Anyway, I've not yet read this, so we are going to go through that together. You're gonna see my first reactions. I'm gonna go through the pages, starting now. Let's get into it. So this looks like a flashback of Garp and Kobe back in the day. It's a lesson about, like, if there's a boat that only 2 people can get on, who do you leave behind? And Garp's like, obviously you leave behind the old man because he doesn't have long to live. I haven't read much past that. I just wanted to say that is a bad start. Getting a little emotional already. I hope we're not about to come upon the end of Garp, so let's just keep going. Just wanted to document my anxiety there before we continued. Oh, and I just realized this chapter is called The Last Lesson. This is... oh, man. Okay, so that flashback's over. He basically was just explaining how if they're ever in this situation, they should just leave him behind. I don't know, again, just anxiety. Now it looks like we're on Amazon Lily. The title says, several weeks ago on the island of women, Amazon Lily. We see that Kobe, back when he got captured, he bargained with Blackbeard to be captured. Like, so he wasn't overpowered. He literally said, if you will let 800 people go, you can have me instead. Kobe is quickly shot up for me in terms of just so much. I love his character so much. This again makes the Blackbeard pirates look so sorry, but again, they're supposed to be sorry, I guess. That's thematically, that's what they are. But this is just so cool to see. So apparently he let himself be captured so that other people could get away. So Kobe's still kind of struggling with everything that's happening, but Garp says we can save everyone, and here's what we're gonna do. Okay, so Garp starts giving everybody orders to make it out of Pirate Island. Kobe, he basically tells Kobe to believe in himself. He can destroy the giant hand that's coming down and make sure everybody gets away. He makes sure to tell Helmeppo to make sure that his escape is covered, and he gives other people orders to make sure that everything goes well. Garp stands up, and Kuzan's like, where do you think you're going with those wounds? And Garp smiles, and he's like, this is just a flesh wound. And then in the blink of an eye, it looks like he just knocks Kuzan clean out, just knocks out Kiji out. It just looks like Garp's going crazy. He knocks Kuzan out, and then he just starts knocking everybody out, going crazy, heading away from the ship as Kobe and the others are heading toward the ship. So now we see a flashback of Helmeppo telling Garp about how Kobe is training every night, how he explains that he is just a regular person, a weakling, so to become a strong Marine capable of protecting everyone, he needs to train 200 times stronger anyone else, which is the perfect philosophy for someone who even hopes to catch up to Luffy, which if we can remember, Kobe was like a toddler in the first episode or in the first couple chapters that we meet him. For him to be where he is right now, that tracks, but he did the work, and to see that, I really like Kobe. I really truly like Kobe. So it shows Kobe doing the same thing that Kuzan and Garp was, punching the battleship. His hands are all bloodied, and this is like a flashback of Kid Kobe. So since then, he's been trying his hardest to catch up, and I love seeing this willpower. I really love Kobe. So after the flashback of Kobe trying really hard to destroy the battleships, he jumps up and does his own attack that destroys Pizarro's hand that's about to crush the battleship. We just see these flashbacks of Kobe's mind just thinking of Garp saying, like, you can do this, like, go and do it. And Kobe keeps telling himself, if I don't do this, everyone's gonna die. And he does it. Everyone's freaking out. Helmeppo is just like, wow, Kobe, you're so awesome. That other guy that's jealous of Kobe is like, since when could you do that? What's going on? And it said that he just destroyed a hand the size of a mountain. Like, Kobe is the future of the Marines, like, and he's such a good person too. I really got to finish this chapter, but oh my gosh, he's awesome. Man, I mean, it was all set up So Garp manages to, Kobe manages to destroy he manages to do what he was supposed to do. Everybody gets away, and so everybody's on the ship saying the last thing they need to do is make sure they grab Garp and they can get out of here. But Garp tells them to just go, basically, in like the most Luffy way possible. He explains, obviously, they're the future, to just get out of here. He'll find a way, and he's laughing while he's on the ground. And we see that he's frozen over. There's this icicle coming out of where his wound was, and Kuzan's just standing over him with an expressionless face. But you can somehow see the pain there. You truly can, and Garp's okay with it. Kobe got away. The last panel of the page says that in tomorrow's newspaper, it's going to be the return of Kobe, the hero, the siege that's on Egghead right now with the Emperor of the Sea, Straw Hat Luffy. This is awesome. This is really awesome to see. I just loved it. As I said, I keep explaining how much Kobe has become one of the best characters ever. We knew that there was only one way this realistically had to go. Like I said, we don't know what happened to Garp, but this is just understandably tragic. But to just get that legendary D smile at the end of the chapter, like if this is the end of Garp, like he did what he set out to do, and he was perfectly okay with it. And like, I definitely, in my head, I don't think Garp is dead. I think we're definitely going to see more from him. But just even still, the way that this happened, very impactful, very emotional, as always, so impactful for One Piece. And Kobe's going to use that, and I hope he just continues to get stronger. But he's already come so far, and he's an amazing person, and Garp has pretty much just entrusted everything to him. I really want to know what Kuzan's thinking, though. Like, you can tell, like I said, like the expression on his face, like you can tell this isn't what he wants to do, but we need to know more about his plan. I'm so very interested in it, but it looks like this is the conclusion of Hachinoso. And when we pick back up, it looks like we are finally going to get back to Egghead. At least that's what it looks like is hinted at. So, I really, really cannot wait for that, but what a send-off. What an ending to that chapter with Garp. I love Garp as a character, absolutely. I really want to see if we can explore like some of the guilt that he feels for Marineford, like not just for Ace, but for his grandson Luffy. Like, we actually don't even know how Luffy feels about Garp. Like, I don't think Luffy's the type of person to hold grudges, and I do think that Luffy would understand the position that he was in, but he also hasn't seen his grandfather since all of that went down. I'm interested to see how that interaction would go. Like I said, I don't think he would hate his grandfather. I don't think he would even hold a grudge, but it's interesting, you know, they're conflicting ideologies and philosophies would undoubtedly have to come in contact with each other eventually, but they did always kind of look out for each other, or rather, Garp always looked out for Luffy. You know, I really want to see how much guilt Garp feels for Marineford, and if that played into anything that happened here. I imagine we will get some of that explored later on, because it doesn't look like Garp is actually dead, or at least I don't think that he is. But I want to see Luffy's feelings too towards this, because as it looks now, Kobe's more connected to Garp than Luffy is, and with good reason. Like, One Piece has always been about the inherited will that you get from your mentors and the people that basically pass their will on to you. Luffy was never going to be a Marine, but Kobe is. He's going to be the best Marine ever, and this was to show the rest of the world as well as the audience that Kobe is that guy. He's not only going to be that strong, the long way that he's come up until this point is not only impressive, but his character development, like his resolve, his strength, the way that he believes in himself now. Coming from toddler Kobe from the first couple chapters, like the very first episode, toddler Kobe looked like a 4-year-old, to now where he he destroyed a hand the size of a mountain and protected everybody. Like, and those are the moments that mean the most to Kobe. It's not going to be defeating any high-level pirate. It's going to be protecting people, saving people, and that's what the Marines should always be. They should be for the people, protecting the people and saving as many people as possible. And Kobe, that's always been what he's about. I can't wait to see where this goes for him. I hate that, you know, I know I was talking about I can't wait to get back to Egghead. Leave it to Oda to make me want to linger here for just a little bit longer so that we can get a little bit more Kobe and some Garp and some Aokiji. It looks like there's going to be a break next week. I think this is the perfect time to just let that area breathe, and then when we come back to either Pirate Island or just, you know, Blackbeard in general, like there's going to be some developments. This is going to be all over the newspaper, so Luffy's gonna find out eventually. I'm curious to figure out when we're going to make this the focus, you know what I mean? Because Vivi's obviously got to have her time to come into the story. I hope she's reunited with the Straw Hats very soon so we can get her perspective of what happened at the Reverie and also what she's going to do next, because she's got to join up with the Straw Hats. Either them or the Revolutionary Army, I guess, or she could keep kicking it with Morgans, but it's like Morgans isn't going to protect her from anything, and she needs to be protected at this point, you know? So she's got to join the Straw Hats again. I'm excited for that, but it's just like, who are the Straw Hats going to go after at this point? Is it the world government? You know, is it Blackbeard? I think they might as well go after Blackbeard because he's a hoe. He's going to capitalize on anything if they don't deal with him first. And also Shanks. I don't think Shanks isn't really a snake. I don't think he's up to anything, but it is dangerous to just let Shanks be out here just doing stuff. He said he's after the One Piece too. Also, actually, Shanks is a problem we should deal with eventually. Well, a problem. He's something that we need to get to in the story eventually. But a real problem that we definitely should have a look at is Buggy and Crossgill. Like, what are they up to? Like, they've created this situation where Marines are being hunted for bounties. What are they doing? Like, what are they cooking up? Like, Crocodile was just looking for bread. Buggy's actually going after the One Piece now, which basically forces Crocodile and Mihawk to actually go after the One Piece. I just can't imagine what hilarious situation they are finding themselves in currently, because obviously they're going to play a big factor. Like, each of the 4 emperors right now, like, we are observing all of their moves in real time, and it is such a treat, but it's like, it makes me anxious for each emperor that we don't have our focus on. So it's like, for now, it's like Buggy and Luffy. Those are the two I'm anxious about. Like, they are going to shake things up in a big way. And then every time Shanks gets any screen time, he's just proving why you don't want to let him find the One Piece, because he's going to end the series as soon as he can. But yeah, that's it for this video. A very emotional, very impactful video. Like I said, eventually we're going to do live reviews, so you guys will be able to be in the chat as I review this. I kind of got a little bit choked up there. Like, I do really like Garp as a character, and I really want us to get a little bit more. I want to hear more from him. Thing is, he's just like Luffy, you know, he's not going to be preachy. He's not going to tell us exactly how he feels. It's just up to us to interpret that and understand what he's actually feeling. And to see an aged Luffy on the other side, an aged Luffy with the Marines, be so dedicated to saving people, but also mainly, actually, I'll be honest, he just wants to punch people. He's just like Luffy. To see an older version of Luffy that just wants to run the fades and do the 1v1s and just knock everybody out who he disagrees with, it's incredible to see. But also when his heart comes through, it's endearing, and I hope that we get some more of that soon. I hope that Kobe comes into his own soon so we can get some more of him. But it was such a treat being on Hachino, so I can't believe I'm saying this, but, you know, thank you, Oda, for taking us away from that crackhead for so long. And, you know, I know I've asked for it every chapter, but excited to get back to it when we come back to the next chapter. So that's it this time, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for being interested. Please do not forget to check out Jim's channel and check out his chapter review of this chapter, as well as today's sponsor. You know, it was a real treat working with Tokyo Treat and Sakura Co. Yeah, but that's it this time, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for being interested, and I cannot wait to see you in the next one.